Ukraine-Russia border. Satellite images reveal Putin's troop buildup continues.
Here's a summary of the article.
Satellite images have revealed huge new camps of Russian troops, tanks and artillery near the Ukrainian border as Vladimir Putin continues massing his forces on Europe's doorstep amid warnings he could invade within weeks. The pictures were released off the back of a leaked U.S. intelligence report that warned there are now 50 Russian battalions at the border with another 50 being rapidly assembled in reserve, meaning Putin will be ready to launch an invasion using up to 175,000 soldiers sometime early next year. Kremlin calls state of U.S.-Russia relations quite lamentable. On eve of call between Putin and Biden, the Kremlin on Monday described the state of U.S.-Russia relations as quite lamentable, on the eve of a video call between President Vladimir Putin and his U.S. counterpart Joe Biden when the two will discuss tensions around Ukraine. Putin has said he wants legally binding guarantees that NATO will not expand further eastwards and a pledge that certain types of weapons will not be deployed in countries close to Russia, including Ukraine. With control of Crimea and the port at Sevastopol, Putin can project power across the Black Sea towards Turkey, Bulgaria and Romania, whilst also exerting further control over nations it shares land borders with, Ukraine and Georgia. Putin has recently warned the West and Kiev against crossing the Kremlin's red lines, including building up weaponry in Ukraine. Russian state TV mocks Liz Truss for riding in a tank and warning Putin over Ukraine, saying she has a touch of the bipolar about her. Russian state TV has mocked UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss for riding in a tank and warning President Vladimir Putin that it would be a strategic mistake to invade Ukraine.
This post received a score of 30,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Brinkmanship is back on the menu, boys. One does not simply march into Moscow.
Napoleon marched in just fine, it was getting out that was the problem.
Scorched earth as a bitch.
Ever get the feeling that you are living in a poorly played game of Civilization?
My troops are just passing by. Putin.
Civilization could be so ridiculous at times. I see the AI massing troops on our shared border. I know they are going to attack me, so I mass troops to counter. They then have the audacity to denounce me as a warmonger or demand I withdraw my troops.
What part of this is unrealistic?
Accept or we will attack.
Total war AI diplomacy.
Their demands. Half your land their offer. 300 wood.
You dare reject my gracious offer.
You are lucky you do not taste the scimitar edge, foul servant of Ibis. Bro, I asked if you wanted to trade.
Poland and Finland dealing with a little bit of PTSD at the moment.
Yeah. Living in Poland, I'm starting to think I will soon have to start thinking about a safety GTFO plan.
Brew, I'm living in Eastern Ukraine. Edit. Wow, this blew up overnight. Thank you all for awards and nice comments, I appreciate it. For some background equals, I'm originally from Belarus. Me and my husband moved to Ukraine in 2018 for personal reasons at the time. If it's a life or death situation, then, I guess, we could try to move somewhere to the west in Ukraine, but ATM it's just not feasible for us. Coincidentally, yesterday Zelensky visited Kharkiv for the anniversary of Ukrainian armed forces, where some kind of parade was being held. I believe that's to boost morale. The overall sentiment here is that Ukrainian officials will do everything they can to prevent this situation from escalating further, but if they fail, Ukraine is ready to defend itself.
A few weeks later, I'm living in Western Russia under the benevolent leadership of Premier Putin. All hail Putin and his glorious regime. Signed, totally safe and happy Reddit person.
With our Russian overlords. Did I say, overlords? I meant protectors.
Crimea Part 2. Deny, 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 deny then. Oh. This is ours now. Best to ignore what Putin is saying and just respond to what he is doing. What he is doing is positioning himself to invade Ukraine. It worked with Crimea, it'll work again as the West tries to talk him down from doing what he has already begun to do.
The world letting Crimea slide was 100% an invitation for what's about to come next.
Being soft on Russia and China was the biggest problem with the Obama administration. This is something that both Democrats and Republicans agree. Let's see how Biden will handle them now.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.